in our lives that we have things going on, and then Mars makes us want to move and take care of those things. If it's anger oriented or just aggressive, none of that is bad, by the way. If it gets violent and fucks up, then that's called bad. But anyway, usually we don't plan on fucking up and having that kind of thing going on unless you're the southerly type of narcissist. Now that I mentioned narcissist, minute two, I'm gonna put the title has narcissists on it, and I'll get more likes and see. But okay, so now Mars in Capricorn is a very ambitious Mars. It's very, very attractive as far as how ambitious it is. It really gets things done physically. It's not messing around, and it's got a drive to reach the goal, and it's disciplined, and so be it, man. It's Saturn ruled Mars, and it's very the word militant is coming up, and truthfully, taking myself out of it here, being Mars ruled and highly affected by it, really is just I don't I'm now thinking about people, and how they have really just it's not even okay. So it's a little bit 5 days into the new year, and some of them have really just bugged me. I think if there's three people that I'm talking about, then it's three people that has bugged me. And I try to be as cool as possible, right? I mean, I say, well, I need space and I really need to rest from this shit, and and let's see if that'll work for me. Because the truth is like we all need people, right? You don't want to keep. We've been isolating enough. You're gonna isolate some more? I guess so. That's the story of the me right now, but um, there's so many trippy things. See, I was trying to talk about earlier, and this is, well, when I talk about earlier, um, I don't know when I'm going to post this. I mean, I can post it on the 12th of January, which means we have just gotten through the fact that there's an auspicious new moon. It's auspicious because, okay, so we're in Capricorn, blessed be. You know, I really love Capricorn when it starts to get to be 20 degrees to 26. I'm at 23 degrees, and what I mean is my Venus is at 23 degrees Virgo, and it trines Capricorn. And then I have 5 degree under the rulership of Venus. So I have a lot of Earth uh, there, thank God. So really, yes, I'm going to enjoy, this particular, I want peace. I want the peaceful time enough to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life here. And you know what? That's the thing about, see, when I was talking about people. It's this way for everybody. We're talking about Pluto. Now, getting back to this new moon, it's kind of starting to gradually, it's aspecting all of the latter planets, especially. Look, it's trining Uranus, which is great, and my Venus is happily involved with that. Um, Mars, see, on the 17th, Mars is at 9 degrees square my Mars. And anybody that knows me personally, I mean, we can talk to her blue in the face. You only wish that our friends did astrology, could figure out, oh, Mars is not only hitting that friend, but it's hitting that friend over there. It's called a cardinal square, T square it could be, yeah. For me it is. With Mars in Capricorn early degrees, let alone all of the other Capricorn in the air. Sun, and we have Mars, and then, but see, Mercury is going to be going there on the 14th in about, 10 days, and so we're going to have like a stellium in Capricorn. There's a lot of Capricorn, and it's just highly, it's cut and dried. It's going to get the job done, especially with that Mars in Capricorn. I love it. But the thing is, we see here, how that Mars is going to conjunct Pluto right when Pluto is making its first grand, real official entrance into Aquarius, which is just weeks there. It's ushered in by Mars. There's a lot of conjunctions with Pluto. Includes the new moon. It's roughly a conjunction, but yeah, it's going to be involved later on. The moon will conjunct it, and and then, but see the sun. See, I already said and I already predicted that the old world, because it's still in Capricorn, it's not necessarily, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's a sun conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, I had some epiphanies about it. Um, Seeing kind of the vibrational frequency, how well, it's not always just leaning towards a bad thing. If the advertising agencies have their way and are ambitious, see, that's the thing about Capricorn, is we've seen very ambitious people staying in power and snatching land and taking money and having parties and stuff. And um, by the time we have Venus going into Capricorn, that's trining Jupiter. It's kind of auspicious, right before then we have a square with Neptune, as well as Mercury is going to be squaring Neptune. See, we have this deception in the air. When Mercury is squaring Neptune here around the 12th, and people, you're not going to get your information. Actually, it's right there. See, it's already happening. Not going to get your information 9th and 10th of January, which is coming up here. It's foggy information all around. You notice the media start reporting and directing perception to think about something, and it's like, no, there's something else going on, and with all of that always, and it's really, there's a positive possibility to all of this blindsiding with Neptune. Neptune is there saying, I'm here with the depths, the massive ocean of all of mankind's methods of channeling the possibility, if there's a higher mind or anything outside of bigger than itself that can inform it, that talks about religion, philosophy, whatever it is. I mean, Neptune is pointing at it really. And see, with the Sagittarius planets, what we're going through right now is like with it's so strange because Mercury in Sagittarius makes us talk about that. Sagittarius alone does. That's when we have the prelude towards Christmas, and that's the religious time of year. Is it religious or is it just a big global bunch of crap? And for sure it's the latter. And Sagittarius already knows that. If you want to know the truth about what Sagittarius really knows, it's the real information that we already have archived. It's probably been burned. The statues are being burned, and so is the real information. So anyway, thanks for listening to this. But see, when Capricorn planets, starting with, we can say, well, the sun has already done a brilliant, it's the trine with Jupiter and Uranus. See, by the time we get down to um, Venus going into trining and sextiling, but there's a trine to Jupiter, which is like auspicious. Somebody's going to have pocketed a lot of money. Somebody is benefiting there earthwise, the materialists. This is after the Sun conjunct Pluto, right before Pluto enters into Aquarius. It could be just like an ushering in, like this, the Dark Ages, really. I mean, we're afraid we're heading into the Dark Ages, and it kind of points at that, like, periodically. I mean, but it actually points at the possibility of the other happening, too, the same time. It's just pure illumination about how, oh, yeah, let's look at one more time the truth about the powers that be, the control freaks, the ways that what is controlling, how is control happening? Well, money, and the way it's working, and really how does it work? Are you in the delusion of thought, of a thought process that says almost like that money is as necessary as some of the elements on the periodic scale of elements? Like you're saying, this is what is driving creation. It's like, no, it's not. In fact, now, if we're talking about our creative lives, Jesus, were you talking about this? About money? And she's like, yes, money has, it controls our vibrational frequency, right? A lot of people aren't good at staying joyous, not when a lot of other factors are weighing in. If we're talking about like if it was ever just a natural thing that we can reach for, that God gives us, that says, here, this is how you maintain joy, and anything in the universe is available to you. Just make space and say thank you and maintain that joy. Smile and it'll smile back. You're going to get it. Maintain space. It's here. It's done. Well, no, work hard. The world of money says, and you know, in 40 years you might get it. And then there's something else, you know. I mean, mankind says this, and womankind is doing, huh? Uh-oh.